Little Sir Antonio has all the resources of the Kansas City, Kansas Police Department.
On September 20th, 2016, I celebrated what I called at the time Nasty 19. I was grateful to have lived to see another birthday, as I am every year. Unbeknownst to me, Sir Antonio Brown had made his entrance into the world, lighting up his family's lives. By 2023, he was known as a jovial child whose presence was often felt. What transpired in May of that year left his family shattered forever. His teacher and principal never imagined that Sir wouldn't be back in the classroom the following day. On May 3rd, 2023, Sir Antonio Brown was off to kindergarten at West Park Elementary School. It was a pretty normal day as he lit up the classroom being a jokester and making his teacher smile. After school finished, he joined the family members outside of his grandmother's home in the 3100 block of Greeley Avenue. It was a nice evening and several residents were sitting on their porches and in their yards. Sir was joyfully playing outside, riding his bike, then decided to assist his uncle who was fixing a bike between two of the family's homes. It was around 6 p.m. when out of nowhere a barrage of discharges rang out. Upon arrival, police found the injured child in the front yard and he was rushed to a local hospital. Heartbreakingly, Sir Antonio was pronounced gone. Law enforcement immediately launched an investigation and recovered more than 30 shell casings at the scene. Early in the investigation, some sources claimed that according to neighbors and Brown's family, it was likely that the assailants parked at a school bus stop on 31st Street near a neighborhood watch sign about a half block away from the family's homes and discharged toward Brown and his uncle.
It's like knowing that your brother is here, but he's up there looking down on you. We were talking about how we all love each other, and like he said he loved me, and I was like, I love you too, and then we hugged.
That was the last time Sir Antonio Brown's sister saw him.
She said my brother got into a really bad accident. And he got.
She's doing as well as any 10-year-old could after hearing that.
I'm still sad, but I'm doing okay.
The hurt doesn't stop.
It's only been 24 hours, but whoever took Sir's life is not in custody yet.
How do you feel knowing that you took a child's life? Does it bother you at all?
Of course, we know where he's going. We know that God has him.
They have some peace. That part of him is still with them too.
It was 3 guys in mass up there at the corner who shot this way.
Shauna Davis Scott says it was a targeted ambush.
We all heard the gunshots. It was multiple.
She and her sister are neighbors.
I want them caught, locked up, not a chance to be put back out on these streets. One of my neighbors said that these kids act like brothers and sisters. She was not lying. Sir was one of the most loving young men ever.
A little brother to everyone, a ball of energy that somehow wanted to look after everyone else.
He felt like he was the protector of our family. We talked about him this morning. He loved karate, he loved the motorcycle, he loved making sure that his family was okay. He loved to eat. He knew exactly what he was coming to eat when he got from playing outside. He knew he was going in the house to eat leftover tacos. He knew he was going to play, and he just knew. He could plan his whole day and knew exactly what was going to happen.
These are always bad, but this isn't a tragedy. This is an intentional act. We know that the shooters, the suspects in this incident, were aware that this child was in the street, in the area that they were intentionally targeting when this happened. You know, we've had situations in the past where somebody was unintentionally shot because they were in a car or in a house. This was not like that. This child was standing in the open next to the street, and it would have been very apparent to anybody that he was there.
Oftentimes, when you saw Sir, you saw his cousin Kwame.
Inseparable from his cousin Kwame Frazier, but they were closer than that.
Sir was my brother. I used to play with him a lot, but I knew I had to run, but I didn't know he was laying on the ground. I saw a part of his body part come out.
So you were out, you heard the shots, you came out, and you saw him where?
He was laying right here, and his bike was sitting like right next to him. My son is 7, Sir 6. We kept them together. They did everything together.
But there's 3 shots and 1 big shot. But they shot at my goddad's car right there. His tires are flat. They've been saying that I needed to tell them what happened, but I told them, but he didn't make it at the hospital.
They're shooting with kids right there. It seems like they don't even care.
No, I don't feel like they have a care in the world at all. And those type of people don't need to be on the streets. And we kept just family. We kept them together. Every day they lived right across the street from each other.
And they would go back and forth every day.
Every day. It was an everyday thing. I haven't really been able to process nothing because I'm more concerned about his mother and his father. So I'm just really trying to be there for them.
Hours after the incident, police released a photo of a maroon Subaru Legacy they believed was connected. Investigators called Sir's passing an intentional act as the assailants knew children were present. According to family members, a relative, Sir's 20-year-old uncle, was allegedly the target, and some even thought the relative should also be held accountable. Sir's great aunt, Shauna Davis Scott, even went as far as implying that the family wasn't surprised the 20-year-old was being targeted. Sir's memorial at 31st and Greeley Avenue continued to grow as those who knew Sir and those who didn't had been touched by the heart-wrenching case. The local karate academy even presented the 6-year-old's family with an honorary black belt.
Just a few blocks away, 6-year-old Sir's memorial is pulling in people from all over the metro.
That sun is shining and it's raining.
A child's memorial greeted by the light of day and the sympathies of strangers.
I stopped because I felt a spirit come over me as I was passing by the balloons.
Many people who walked up, drove slowly, and rolled by, all paying their respects.
This baby was 6 years old. 6. My condolences goes out to the family. I pass by here every day. I don't know them, and I can feel for them.
One man coming from Olathe to send love to Sir's family.
It just tears me apart to see this. And my heart goes out to you again, my sympathy and condolences. He's on my heart. I seen his face last night.
Many unable to comprehend the violence that killed this young boy.
When you walk up here and you do gunfire, and you got kids out here, this is little kids sitting out here. Whoever did this, they sing this job. You know, kids play outside.
Not knowing how to help, they say all that's left is to pray.
That they will be brought to justice, and I'm praying for them as well, Almighty Father, that they will understand what they did and what they took away, Almighty Father.
Lord God, I just ask that you come over this family and you bless this family.
A tip assisted investigators with finding the vehicle they believe the suspects used around 8 a.m. the following day near East 55th Street and Norton Avenue in Kansas City, Missouri, where it was abandoned. They later announced that they were looking for multiple people. Family members shared that law enforcement were in possession of a video of the incident from surveillance footage, and it showed a vehicle driving by Sir, who was standing near a car and small bicycle. Just moments later, the assailants, 3 people wearing black face masks, began firing. Sir was loved by more than just his family. Hundreds showed up on March 10th to a vigil held in the 6-year-old's honor. Attendees comforted one another as community activists and police officers also shared their frustration with the senseless incidents. Chief Carl Oakman vowed to catch the criminals responsible. Pictures, stuffed animals, balloons, jerseys, and much more continue to be added to the growing memorial. Sir loved riding bikes, and 3 of them surrounded the memorial in front of the house.
I've counted more than 100 here to honor him as they seek for justice in his death. This tragic murder has garnered the attention of people throughout the metro, including the mayor of KCK, as well as police are here tonight. They are going to do a balloon release here with green and white balloons here shortly as this vigil gets underway. Now,
if everybody could just touch the person next to them.
Hand in hand, a new community was formed.
I had to ride around a couple blocks, and I'm still not parked in my driveway.
Children, adults surrounded a 6-year-old's favorite things: karate, bikes, balls, toys. Something set in for Sir Antonio's Aunt Shauna.
That he is loved by more than just us.
The realization,
this is a baby.
Surrounded by so much pain.
Little Sir Antonio has all the resources of the Kansas City, Kansas Police Department.
We wanted to present an honorary black belt for what could have been.
In so many ways, when I say community support, when I say media support, when I say police support, I mean, my heart is filled right now.
As they let go, they still search for relief.
No child in Kansas City, Kansas deserves to die in broad daylight doing nothing but playing in their front yard.
And search for answers.
But somebody knows who did this.
Not just the 3 shooters, everyone that's involved who's hiding information is going to jail.
In Kansas City, Kansas.
No more of this. This is enough.
A few hours before the vigil, Kansas City Police announced that 18-year-old Cassandra Sledge had been arrested and charged with obstructing prosecution in connection to the fatal incident. Police said she lied to detectives and was also the owner of the vehicle used in the incident. The judge ordered Sledge held in the Wyandotte County Jail on a $40,000 bond.
It feels good, and it's a little bit of a light on a cloudy day.
Because in the last few days, she's had to explain to her 4-year-old son why Sir Antonio isn't in the large crowd of little kids playing in the yards.
He plays here with Sir every day. That's his guy. It's hard. That's his cousin. That's what he knows.
For the adults, the focus now is shifting to the people responsible. Rosalind Temple founded the Kansas City chapter of Mothers in Charge after she lost her son in 2011, joining a group of grieving parents no one wants to be in.
This is a community problem. Until we as a community step up and mean what we say and speak out and stop harboring these fugitives, these monsters in our homes. In our homes, we got to stop this.
Brown was in kindergarten at West Park Elementary School, where he definitely left his mark. He had a great relationship with his teacher and principal, who both expressed how much they'd miss him. His teacher also shared of the struggle due to the young ages of the students, as some of them don't understand that Sir Antonio won't be coming back.
Several classmates in his kindergarten class at West Park Elementary School told their teacher Thursday Sir was their best friend. Family members made a point of saying Sir loved his teacher and principal, and the feeling is mutual.
And he never sat still. He would be doing cartwheels across the carpet, and everybody loved him, even the older kids.
It's heartbreaking because when I look at all of my students, I think of them as my own kids.
He's definitely asked, like, sometimes you could get prize box, and he'd be like, but could I get fruit snacks instead? Like, he loves some snacks.
Heartfelt moments of a child's innocence in between immense grief. They knew Sir loved his teacher.
He could already read. He knew how to add and subtract, and I just saw so much growth and potential. He was so charismatic, and he never sat still. He would be doing cartwheels across the carpet, and everybody loved him. Some of them will say, well, when he comes back, or like in their mind, it's more
Anyone
that
with
he's
information is asked
They
to
don't
call
quite
the
have
Anonymous
the
Crime
brain
Stoppers
development to understand
line
what death
at
is and how final death is.
Dr. Danielle Johnson is a child psychologist at the Marillac
eligible
Center.
for a cash reward. May the family and friends of Sir Antonio Brown find solace in the happy memories, and may his soul rest in perpetual peace. Thank you.